Hey guys, Jake and Michelle here. This is Children's Church Online, week number 2. And I guess we're going to keep doing this as long as we're not meeting, but we will find some fun stuff to do. We're going to do kind of the same thing that we did last week, but this week we're going to be reviewing the 7 C's of history that we've studied so far. Before we get into that, we want to recognize, hold on. Before we get into that, we want to recognize Bryce for doing your verse. Good job on that. Yay! Everybody else, if you haven't done it yet, don't worry about it. You can still go back and do it. So there's no time limit on any of the challenges. As long as we're doing Children's Church Online, you can do it on Monday, you can do it on Friday, you can do it a week late. It doesn't matter. So whenever you get around to posting a video response of the challenges, that is just fine. So you can do them all at once. It doesn't matter. So Bryce, you'll be entered in for the drawing for the big prize, and you automatically get a little prize. So this week we're reviewing the 7 C's of history, particularly the 4 that we've already done in depth. We have creation, we have corruption, we have catastrophe, and we have confusion down there that we just finished up. I'm going to kick this off by talking a little bit about creation, right? We read in Genesis 1:1, in the beginning God created the heavens and the earth. And we know that from God's word, but how else might we know that? Romans 1 says that it is so obvious from creation that God created that everyone that does not believe is without excuse. They have no excuse. It is obvious. Now we can see that with the big stuff. We can see that with the stars and the moon and the solar system. We look at that and we see the greatness of God's power. But we can also see it in the little stuff. So in everybody's body is made up of tiny little factories called cells, and all of those little factories are the instruction booklet for those cells is called DNA. It's kind of like an instruction book, but it's billions of letters long, and there is no way that these individual little particles collected themselves into these chains billions of letters long to create these instruction booklets on their own. And so it's really a testament to God's power. Michelle and I were talking about it yesterday, and
what I learned was that I never knew before was that when the cells divide and change into like their specific parts, like these cells are going to become hair, and these cells are going to become parts of your heart, and these cells are going to become part of your stomach, and these cells over here are going to be part of your toe. At the beginning, they all look the same when you're in your mommy's tummy. They all look the same, and then at some point, something tells them what to do and what to become. So they're going to become something different. They're going to specialize into different parts of the body. And I was always taught in school that the DNA was in charge of that. And we're finding out now that DNA is not in charge of that. It's an outside source. And that reminded me of Psalms 139. So I'm going to read that to you. Psalms 139:13. For you formed my inward parts. You knitted me together in my mother's womb. I praise you, for I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Wonderful are your works. My soul knows it very well. My frame was not hidden from you when I was being made in secret, intricately woven in the depths of the earth. Your eyes saw my unformed substance. In your book were written, every one of them, the days that were formed for me, when as yet there were none of them. So in this very beginning of life, God is literally working out which cells are going to be what parts of your body. And I just thought that was so amazing. And that's not the way I learned it in school. I learned that DNA was responsible for that, but it's not.
So guys, we're going to have a video playlist for you, and we're also at the very end of the playlist, there's going to be a video with the challenges for this week. So you got to watch all the way through the playlist to get to the challenges so that you know what to do with your video responses. So thanks for joining us, and we will see your video responses later.